What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to be talking about Facebook ads testing. All right, quick overview on what we're going to be covering in this video. First, we're going to talk about some fundamentals with Facebook ads testing. We're going to go over some fundamentals. We're going to talk a little bit about some campaign structures and some methods you can use for your ads. And we're also going to talk about what your quote unquote best ad is. And that's important for your testing process. So first, let's talk about fundamentals. We always want to use the purchase conversion objective. Use the purchase conversion objective for the methods I'm about to show you. There may be some other methods out there that utilize other objectives. We like to use the purchase conversion objective. We're always going to use auto bidding. This is Facebook's default. You can choose between auto and manual bidding. We always leave it in auto bidding when we're doing our testing. We also like to use auto placements when we're testing. So auto placements, again, this is Facebook's default. You shouldn't have to change anything. We like to use auto placements. We budget about $75 total per test, 75 bucks, and that's over a 3-day period. Tuesdays, Wednesday, and Thursday. By far, when we look at all of our data stretching back into time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday seem to be our best performers. Now, quick note, I say about $75 here because sometimes Facebook will spend a little bit more, they'll spend a little bit less. Sometimes if your ads don't get started right away, you'll end up spending under, things like that. So it's about 75 bucks. I've spent as high as $90 to $100 on a test and as low as $50 or $60 on a test. After you do this for a while too, you'll be able to tell if your tests have any steam at all. You'll be able to tell within $10 or $15 of ad spend whether or not your specific design and product is going to have any legs at all, and you can actually cut it early. You will learn to do this over time, but for now, while you're learning, just budget $75 out the gate for every test that you run. And one last note on mindset. You shouldn't look at testing as though you're losing money. And if you're new to buying ads, if you're new to media buying, paid acquisition, anything like that, you're going to feel like you're losing money as you spend on your ads. You need to reframe that in your mind. You're not losing money, you're buying data. That's how you need to look at it. You're buying data, and that data is going to tell you how to optimize your designs, your phrases, your ads, so you can be more successful in the future. So you're buying data. That's a very important mindset shift. You should also know that you won't always be losing money in your testing, even on unsuccessful tests. Most of them will lose money. Many of them will break even. Some of them will even make you a profit, but you won't be able to scale. But then every now and then you'll find one that you'll be able to scale to the absolute moon. Now, the ratio between winners and losers is different for everybody. It depends a lot on the skill sets you bring to the table, your marketing experience, your print-on-demand experience, and so on. Out of 10 tests, some people can hit 5 that break even, 3 that go into a profit, and 1 that they can scale pretty well. Other people do that, they might hit 5 out of 20 that are kind of fall into that range. Some people are 5 out of 50. It really all just depends on the media buyer and the skill set you bring to the table. But mark my words, there is a learning curve here, and it will take you some time to figure this out. But don't get discouraged if you don't see the type of results you want right away. Okay, let's get into the methods. First of all, I like to call this one the 3-of-a-kind method. This is where you set up 3 campaigns. You have campaign 1, campaign 2, campaign 3. Again, you're setting these up to run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I typically start my campaigns about 5 a.m. Central Time. Each of these campaigns are going to be CBO. This stands for Campaign Budget Optimization. It should be Facebook's default. Each of the campaigns are going to have a $10 a day budget. $10 a day budget. Again, remember I said about $75 for your testing methods. This right here, 10 plus 10 plus 10, puts you at 30 bucks a day. You're going to round up about $90 in ad spend. Now, each of these campaigns are going to have 1 ad set. So you can see campaign 1 has 1 ad set. This ad set has a unique interest, and then hanging off of this ad set is 1 ad. And you'll notice that this ad is your best image and your best ad copy. This is a testing method for 1 product. So remember how I define product. Your product equals your design plus your phrase plus your jewelry piece. So this is just 1 single product, and this is how you're going to test it. So you're going to have 3 campaigns. Each campaign is going to have 1 ad set with a unique interest, and then 1 ad. And this ad's going to be your best image and your best copy. So the only thing that's going to be different between these 3 campaigns is the unique interest on the ad set, right? Everything else will be the same. Your image and your ad copy will be the same between these 3 ads because, again, it's 1 product. So you're just going to pick your best image, your best ad copy for the product. You're going to test that across the 3 campaigns. So it's really just the interest. So each of the campaigns is going to be to a different interest. I like to call this one the 3-of-a-kind method. Next, we have the wishing well method. So this is one CBO campaign with a $25 a day budget with 5 ad sets. Okay, each of the ad sets can be a duplicate interest or a unique interest inside the campaign. And then hanging off of each ad set is your best image or ad copy. Now, keep in mind, we're testing with very low budgets here. We're not going to be giving Facebook tons of money to test between different creatives and things like that. So we're going to go with what we think is our best image and our best ad copy. I'll talk about that in just a minute. Now, let's talk about these ad sets here a little bit. So they're going to be duplicate or unique interests. So usually what I like to do is I like to know my audience. I like to know my niche. Again, I do this through product research and things like that. And I have some ideas for some interests that I would like to try in these ad sets. Typically what I'll do is I'll pick 3 interests and I'll just spread them out over the 5 ad sets. So a few of these will be duplicates, a few of these will be unique, and I usually make that determination based on the total audience size. I really want to make sure that each of these ad sets have roughly the same audience size, and this just comes down to how Facebook is going to allocate my $25 a day budget. Usually what they'll do, Facebook will allocate more of the budget to the ad sets with the largest audience. I don't really want them to do that. I kind of want them to test each of these equally. So as much as I can, I try to make sure that these ad sets are balanced and have roughly the same audience size. So I give myself some freedom, either use unique interests, to stack unique interests, or to even create duplicates between the ad sets. But that's how I like to do it. We call this one the wishing well method. All right, let's talk about what is your best ad. So you'll see that in both of these methods, I keep saying use your best image, copy, use your best image, copy. But you're like, hey, I'm testing, I'm kind of new to this. I don't even know what my best ad image and copy is. I've never done any of this before. Well, here's how you kind of figure that out. Do some research on what's working now for other sellers. Use a tool like AdSpy. Go through Facebook pages and look at the ads that other Facebook pages are running with ShineOn products and see which ads there are lots of duplicates from. So if you go into the Facebook page, you go to transparency, you look at their ad library, and you see a bunch of ads inside of a Facebook page, see which ones are showing up the most. Usually those are the ones they're spending money on. This will tell you which ad creative and copy is working for them. Now remember, you do not have permission to copy, and I'm not giving you permission to copy in this video, but you can imitate what's already working. So look at what's working for them and then try to imitate it. Very often they'll be using ShineOn Studio renders, the exact same ones you already have access to when you create a new product, and you can use that one. Typically what we found in our testing is that the studio render that's kind of slanted sideways with a black background, it's real dramatic, the picture's in way up close, usually that one performs the best. We also have some upright ones that perform pretty well too, but this changes from time to time based on the season, the type of buyer, the niche, things like that. So you really have to research what your competitors are doing and then just try to imitate what you think is working for them. Do that in your initial testing and you'll be gold. And just for clarity, here's an example of the type of image I'm talking about. So this is one of ShineOn's default studio renders. You can see it's kind of slanted here. It has a very high perceived value. It's very dramatic. You can see the black background here. The camera's up in really close so you can clearly read the phrase. The jewelry looks super nice. You can see the shadows and the details on it. This is a great image to start out with. If you don't know what other image to start out with, try to go with something like this. And again, this one should be available for everybody. So let's move on now. Keep in mind, it's the phrase that pays. It's the phrase that pays. So you need to make sure the phrase is clearly legible on the product image that you've chosen. Remember, your goal is to hit them in the feels. This is what you're trying to do. Make somebody cry, make somebody laugh, make somebody angry, make somebody grieve, make somebody remember a loved one, make somebody miss their friend, something like that. You need to make sure they're feeling something. If you can arouse emotion, they're going to be more likely to buy. So hit them in the feels. Remember, whatever creative you choose, that is your end goal. So choose wisely. Finally, don't overcomplicate things. Just keep it simple. It's very easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis. It's easy to get stuck in indecision. And what did we just say before? Indecision is the place where dreams go to die. Anything that hinders action, anything that creates a wall between you and your goal, that causes you to kind of sit and pause and you're not sure what to do next, you do not want that. Just take action. It doesn't have to be perfect action. Take imperfect action and keep moving forward. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up this video on the Facebook ads testing process. I hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you in the next one.